Hey guys, how's it going? Hobo Yeti here. I look kind of, I don't know, every now and again I get some dirt on me that I don't get to in time, and it just rubs into my skin. In this case, it's my nose right now, but I also got these like, not really sores, but like on the side of my body from laying on my side, like little pieces of dirt or something, or granules of sand or something, and they just kind of burrow in over time. The thing is, I don't really wash my sides on a regular basis, so I get all the main areas. I don't know. I just want to talk today. You know, I'm not feeling I'm not feeling great this week. I cried the other day, and it was the first time I've cried in probably 5 years. I don't normally let things get me down. I kind of try to stay at an even keel, right? But I was just really, this is a dark place. You know, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what is wrong with me? It didn't feel like the Wellbutrin. It didn't feel like a medicated sort of thing. It just felt kind of like, you know, sometimes I just get to a point where I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of living in a tent. I'm sick of, you know, there's a difference between going on like a backpacking trip or something like that, or a hiking trip, or sleeping in a tent on vacation where you have a choice, and then doing it full time. And I've said it before, I don't mind living in a tent, right? I don't mind, you know, I mean, I've got the setup here is pretty good overall. I'm sleeping warm. It got down to 34 degrees the night before last, and I was, you know, I woke up because, so basically I have three blankets or sleeping bags around this tent, and it just leaving the door open, but I had left the door, like the screen part, open, and it got down to, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was freezing. I mean, I've got like a 10-degree bag here, and so that helps. And I've got the, you know, I've got the cot, I've got the camping cot anyway, and I've got the memory foam, and that's wrapped in in a burrito of a sleeping bag, like a 50-degree sleeping bag. But it just keeps it, you know, everything good. The only thing I don't like about this new setup is normally I'm on the ground. This time I'm not, and things keep on going up under the cot, and I hate that, because and also I think because I'm in here, like the ground, the floor of the tent seems to get wet or damp or moist or something, and that's probably because it's soaking up that moisture, that vapor, condensation or whatever. But the sleeping bags are staying dry, so that's you know, the thing is, I tried last year, I think, about this time, and I had gotten a new tent, like a 4 or 5 man tent or something, and what I did was I did something different. I put the sleeping bags all around it, and then I put the rain fly and stuff on, and tarp on top of it, and that was terrible, because what happened was the water, the vapor and everything over time was getting soaked up into there, and it didn't have a way to escape and breathe because of the rain fly on top of it, and it made them completely wet over time, and that was not good. I thought about if I did it again, I'd probably get like some of those mattress covers, those plastic like mattress covers there, and wrap them around, and then just kind of have these sleeping bags, you know, around my tent, but in a mattress cover, in a plastic bag type thing. But this is actually better. It creates a layer of separation. So, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this. I'm wondering. I'm trying to remember the last time I was happy, you know, and it's hard to find that, you know. A lot of times when I'm in a relationship or something, and a relationship goes bad, I kind of, in order to save myself, in order to go on, it's like I have to, like, it's like getting bit by a zombie, and yet you cut off your arm so that you can save the whole, right? And that's what I've done a lot. I've forgotten a lot of stuff on purpose, because all the good stuff was tied up with the bad stuff and how it ended. And so I've lobotomized myself a lot in relationships, and but I don't know, I'm trying to think of the last time I was happy, and I was wondering, like, because I remember being in an apartment or living in a room in a house in Utah, and I was just so like the depression was on me pretty seriously, and like I wasn't happy then. Then I go back to the place I lived before that, and there's all these times where I'm just not happy. And the thing is once you become homeless, or once you, like I didn't really become homeless first. Like in 2015, that was the turning point, because I went on that walk across the country, right? And I was living kind of like a homeless guy, right? Just a transient. But I grew comfortable with sleeping in tents in weird places and stuff, and that was a paradigm shift, right? But after that, I was like, well, if things ever get too bad, I can just live in a tent. That's fine. And so that became an option. And once that becomes an option, instead of being in pain and working at a job that, like, I was working at a call center job, and it just caused me so much anxiety, and the depression was it was like I would go home and I would sleep, and I just have these episodes, and it was horrible. Just unable to get up, unable to stand, unable to breathe, and like it felt like there was this. If you've ever lived in Florida, any place that's really humid, like you walk outside and you're just drenched. Your hair, everything. It's like jumping into a hot pool, or hot water, and it just every part of your body, every pore feels that, and that's how it feels when you're. With the MDD, with the depression, it's really that bad, and it affects everything you think about, everything you do. You think you're having a good day, and you're saying, "Hey, how's it going?" to your coworkers, and what they're seeing is like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's like they see like this whole other thing. The Wellbutrin, I don't know what the heck's going on with it. The doc said to change my dose, and I did, and that created all kinds of messed up stuff with me. So I don't know. I don't trust my doctor. I don't, Medicaid doctors. I think they are the, there's first in class, and then there's last in class. I don't know. I just don't trust him. And this guy, he's very dismissive. I brought other issues up to him in this last time, and he just kind of blew me off. And so I'm going to see if I can change that. Oh yeah, the new thing. Today's November 1st. No food stamps, so that's fun. I've got a good stockpile. I think I've got like rice-a-roni. It's really helpful to have the cheapo butane stove thing. And I got like pastaroni and stuff like that, and then I got these like pouches of tuna, pouches of chicken. Those aren't very good, honestly. They've got some kind of chemical in them that they just don't taste very good. And I'm not a big fan of Spam, never have been. It's kind of like ramen noodles. When I was a teenager, I had to live off ramen noodles for a while. 19, and living in the first apartment by yourself, you live off ramen noodles for long enough, and you're just, okay, I don't ever want to eat those again. I can still do them now, but, you got to cook them differently. But I don't know. I'm doing okay. The tent is treating me right. Although, and I knew it, like I had talked to some homeless guy that had lived back here, I don't know, 2 years ago, and he said it was real swampy. And it's been fine up until now, but it is now officially swampy and mud. And I fell in the mud last week, and I can handle it. It's all good. And it's kind of back here. All the leaves are about halfway down. Not halfway down the tree, but halfway. Until they're bare limbs and stuff. I still have to figure something out to kind of disguise, I guess, this back part of the tent, the bigger tent. I just never got around to doing the spray paint thing, and it seemed like it was too much work. I have very limited energy anyway. Let's see, but I think I'm going to be good with the food stamp thing. I think I caught it, it was like the second week of the month, and I caught it and I have a few bucks set aside from, donations and things like that to get through. I just got to be real conservative with, like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of politics out there. I don't like politicians at all. I think the Republicans, the Democrats, the Independents, the Liberals, the far right, I think they're all terrible, honestly. I think they're politicians and they're playing people against each other and stuff. I would say that Trump in office is really not. I'm not a fan of his. I see that he's doing a lot of this whole watch this while I do something else with my other hand. Like, let's give what was it, $20 billion to Argentina. Let's build a $300 million ballroom that we don't need. Everything's gold plated, but yet let's take away, like, food stamps. The thing is people have reached out to me. They say, food stamps, there's a lot of people that take advantage of that. And I'm sure that's true. But, like, in my case, like, I paid taxes for 40 years, and I've never asked for anything from my government, Still had crappy roads, I didn't have any children to put through school. And so, like, I feel like, if I need help in this latter part of my life, I'm owed that, right? But, and I think there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people that just aren't making enough money. Right now in our country, minimum wage is not a living wage. It's just not, compared to the prices out there. And, to say that as this whole thing, like, well, we need to get rid of the whole program, I don't know. I think it's, I think making simple declarations and simple answers to kind of, these are complicated things. We live in a country that has lots of people in it and lots of different situations, and to apply one rule fits all to everybody is just wrong. And I just, I was, a couple weeks ago I got real depressed about the status of things, and I'm still the depression is still on me about that, because I'm like, well, let's see if I got, I was able to get some money together through YouTube, which seems, I'm making less and less per month. Whatever, I don't know what to do about that. Just do what I can, but I'm making less and less incrementally. Sorry, I got to $800 and now I'm 700, 600, 500, 400. It's like, I don't know if I'm shadow banned or what's going on, but it's, I'll keep on keeping on, I guess. But man, the whole, I don't know, this whole thing in our government has got me stressed out. Like, let's say we do get to a point where I'm feeling better, I'm doing good, start doing better with money and making money on YouTube. Then what? Then we go into martial law, and then what happens? I'm gonna be, I'm homeless. I'm gonna be the first one taken to the encampments. I don't know. I'm just there's not a whole lot of hope in the world right now, and and I'm having the trouble I have with my the depression. I feel like I've been depressed my whole life, and I know that's not the case, but I can't remember a time that I was happy. And I keep on thinking, like, well, what's going on now? Like, is this going to be it? I've been homeless almost 3 years now, and, like, is this going to be it? Is this the end of my life? Am I going to be 75 years old and, living in a tent, dying of exposure, or fall down and break my hip or something and not be able to move? Like, what's going on? Like, is this it? And if, that's not what I signed up for, and some people on the channel, like, are happy that they're living, outdoors and stuff. They're happy that they're, and there are aspects of living outside of, being homeless that are good. Not the one big negative against it is it's not a choice. If I had a choice and was living this way, that would be different. If I had like disability or Social Security, something like that, maybe I got a paycheck, a regular paycheck that I could count on, that would be different. But you know, and of all the times in the history of America, or since I've been alive, you know, this particular time, this is when all the crazy stuff is, that I guess the classism against, you know, the homeless people, like, get them out of here, get them, you know, not like let's get them housed, but let's get them, like, throw them in the garbage, really. And so of all the times, like, that's the time I'm living in, right? And so there's not a lot of hope out there, and I miss things about being housed. I miss being able to have friends, being able to have relationships, being able to talk to somebody, just sitting on the couch. I mean, but like living here, like the depression comes on me, and I think if I was living housed, I might be better. I might be better off, right? But at the same time, maybe not. You know, maybe I wouldn't be better off. But part of me thinks that, you know, if I have a bad day and I'm housed, you know, I can still smell good. I can still take a shower. I can watch Netflix. I can binge. I can, you know, and do all this stuff. And I could fake it for a little bit, you know. But out here, I just have a bad day, and then, like, I've got to do a hobo bath every day or every other day. And then, like, I forget to do, like, I'm not able to do, like, a full hobo bath necessarily on my sides because it's too cold. When I get back to the tent, I have to, you know. And so it's not a full bath, and I get, like, these, I don't know if it's still there. I got bit by that wasp. I don't know. It's just that I feel like I'm falling apart, and I don't have any future, and the depression just comes on me pretty strong, you know. There are days that I can handle it, and that I can push through, you know, but it's, and I'm trying to do what I can, you know. I came out with the book, I came out with the, you know, the channel, and changed the channel around a little bit. I'm trying to come up with audio for the book. I'm trying to come up with, like a physical book, and then I want to work on the next book, and you know, there's a lot of things I want to do, and the only thing that I can consistently do is put out a video. Like, this last video that I put out, I didn't even want to do it, but I had an old script laying around, and so I made it into a slideshow, and I have a few like that I do, but I want to do more with them, but then, you know, like, it rains all day. Like today, I was looking at the weather app, and it shows a big cloud covering the whole part of the state, right? And then it shows, and I look, and it said that, okay, the rain's going to be done in like 30-40 minutes, and so I was like, okay, cool. And then I checked it again, 30-40 minutes, and there's just more rain coming in from the coast, and it's just as it hits land, it, I guess, turns into a thunderstorm or whatever, rain clouds or whatever. So it's just raining. And you know what I like to do when I can is, like, I have a raincoat, so, and I had an umbrella. I don't have that anymore. I have a raincoat, so I can go out there, but it's like getting out of here, it's very muddy, and there's all kinds of swampy areas that I have to go through, and then you have like branches and stuff slapping you in the face with water, and then, you know, I'm able to get to the store or whatever, and then getting back out here is kind of hard. I don't know, I just get, like, I wonder, like, I worry sometimes. I saw that there was a cop, last week, a cop came out, and I guess somebody was over there, about, I don't know, 50 yards over there or something, and a cop was over there, like, you know, with his flashlight and stuff, and I'm just hunkered down over here, just trying to not be seen, you know. I don't know. And, you know, I'm grateful that I wasn't seen. The thing is this is my last, like, stealth camp that I can find in this area. If this one's gone, like, I don't even know what I would do. I would, like, there's no backup spot. This is the backup spot, you know. I want to do so much with the channel, and I just don't have the energy or the ability to. you know. And I have a phone, you know. I have a tablet too somewhere here, but I don't really use that because it's all Android. I don't know. It's just, it's hard managing my energy level, managing my. And I know this. I'm sure this comes off to a lot of you as whining. I'm just, you know, but it's not whining. I'm just telling you about my life. But if I'm like playing up that everything sucks, it's because everything sucks, you know. I mean, I'm feeling okay. I've got, like I said, I've got my shelter taken care of here, and so I'm happy with that. But and I'm, you know, preparing for another winter here, and I feel like I'm prepared for that. But like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of it. I want to reset the level. I want to hang it up. I want to live like a normal person, you know. Maybe live in a trailer, or live in I want to have a shower daily, you know. I want to have an actual shower. I don't want to have to like do a hover bath all the time. It just gets exhausting, and I don't know. I'll be fine. Just, you know, I don't know. I guess I don't have any food in the tent. You know, normally I only buy enough to get me through the day or a day and a half. And so I'm going to head back out and go to the grocery store and get something to eat. And that's my day. And happy Halloween, guys. I mean, post-Halloween. I don't really celebrate, you know. I don't know. I'm just, I'm ready to be done with this, but what if this is not the end? What if I'm here 10 years from now? You know, I'm 60 or 56 right now. 10 years from now, I'm 66. What then? I don't know. Like, I don't really see a future for myself, and I don't really have hope that there's going to be a better future. Right now I'm just living I'm putting one foot in front of the other in hopes that something comes along that works for me, but, you know, and I'm enjoying the simple pleasures that I can. Food, you know, gaining a lot of weight with the Wellbutrin. Thanks, Wellbutrin. Thanks, Doc. And I guess nicotine, there's very little else in my life that I can be happy about, really. I don't know, but you know, I guess it's for the first time in my life. This is in a while. I've been outside of the depression. Like I'm still having MDD episodes, but it's less, right? But like, what does that mean for the future? You know, like how is that gonna go? Like, I need to have some kind of plan, right? I mean, do videos every week, 2-3 videos if I can. That's a plan, I guess. I just don't know. I'm just getting really tired of this. I hope your road's a good one, and if you're homeless, well, I hope it doesn't suck for you guys. Take care.